pile number 1. If you chose this, which is the owl, I hope you can see it clearly, then this is your reading. Let's find out what's going to happen in your relationship next. Any advice you need to know, anything you need to know about your partner. And yes, let's get started. As always, I've prepared a spread and there are a bunch of questions you're going to be diving into. So the first thing that I have for you here is to understand what is the theme of your relationship. And what I mean by theme is I want you to know that is there anything you need to guys understand together, why it is that the destiny or the universe chose to bring you both together. Okay? And I've not seen any of the cards, I'm going to be opening them in front of you. Okay. We have the 8th house and we have Neptune. The card reads inspire others, be prepared to sacrifice, yielding is the only way, sacrifice, confusion, idealization, and it is the 8th house. So 8th house is the transformational area of our life, This is a lot about shared resources. Any planet that is placed in 8th house shows that, how your external forces, which is your in-laws, the people around you, your family, etc., friends, how they are going to be supporting you, okay? And with the Neptune placed here, what we see is basically that I think this pile, I don't know if it's just yet or not, because some of you could be married, some of you could be just in a relationship. This pile will have to protect their relationship a lot from the outside world. And here the outside world can mean parents of both the parties, can also mean your friends idealizing your relationship or thinking that now there is the only relationship that even I want in my life, because of which they might even cause issues in your relationship, okay? Or they might make you feel that like apart from your partner there's nobody else that you can actually share this with. Another message that I'm kind of getting here is that this relationship demands a lot of compromises, and not all compromises are negative compromises. The moment we hear the word compromise, we want to be like, oh, we don't want to adjust, but not all compromises are unhappy compromises. So this relationship requires compromises, requires nuanced understanding of how it is that two people can come together to actually build a life for themselves, okay? You might have to sacrifice few things that you may have never thought of. You may have not been very up for it, that I'm never going to be this person. But then the moment this partner must have entered in your life, from there on you might have made few sacrifices, or you might have done few things that you otherwise were very strongly opinionated about, that no, I don't want to ever do this. I also feel that there might be some misunderstanding, in regards to communication between partners, because I see a lot of blue and green energy. I think it kind of, some people who've chosen this pile may have had an arranged marriage, or may have had a marriage but just happened very quickly. Like even if you met your partner and it was a love marriage, it just moved very quickly, okay? Because of which I think in your relationship to move forward, two things are going to be very important. First, a deeper understanding of each other. And what I mean by, and I'm literally recalling one incident in an acquaintance's life. I was doing their and their partner's tarot together, and consistently in the tarot of one person in that relationship, I kept seeing as if they are not very focused on their partner in terms of understanding them emotionally. They are not good listeners. And we very nicely say, oh, I'm a great listener. But apart from listening, comprehension is also needed by the other person, right? So that after listening, how you respond makes all the difference. So I'm seeing some sort of communication disconnects like that, because you both would have to really work towards making your heart, your personality, your mind understood by each other, okay? And this goes both ways, because of course now we're talking about partnership. So it's not, the onus is not just on you, the onus is not just on your partner. So that is just another thing that I'm seeing here, that you would have to work very hard in like coming together, communicating, expressing properly. So communication is going to be very important in this partnership. Discussing things, like suppose if you have a fight, instead of going about it in a very tantrumy way, or just withdrawing immediately, you need to be the one who needs to you both need to be people who need to come together, sort it out, and discuss that, okay, why did we choose what we did. It's interesting, I'm thinking of that Pakistani series, Zindagi Gulzar hai. After Zaroon and Kashyap, they get married, and like they come from such different backgrounds, different ideologies, etc. If you see that most of their conflict, and of course it's a series, so we will not get into details, but most of their conflict, they would actually sit down and discuss. Like how Zaroon had also set this rule that each time we have something, we will not run away from it, we will sit and discuss. That is the kind of communication and understanding that is going to be needed, and it's going to be a constantly evolution process for you in the relationship. One very small message which I will also confirm once I open my other cards. Either one of the partner in the relationship could be idealizing themselves, the relationship too much, that like without my partner I would be nowhere, without my partner there's nothing. And I would also say that there is a little bit of need to build emotional independence within the relationship. Like you have your partner that you can be completely dependent on, and it's beautiful, but at the same time there is a need to be slightly emotionally independent also. From here on, what I'm hearing is more like not so much neediness of your partner for minutest of decisions in your life, for minutest of things that you're thinking about. I think it's important that either one of the partner, I don't know who this message is for, I'll know that later, but either one of the partner needs to be a little bit more emotionally independent, so that their other partner sees them as an equal, okay, and not somebody completely dependent on them. Now I'm opening the other card. So this is you. Interesting. I have 3 cards here from different decks. And this is your partner. You need to be the one who is not so emotionally dependent on your partner, okay? You need to learn to be a little bit emotionally independent and reach your partner's level. What your partner needs to understand is your emotional aspects and how it is that they can give more into what your heart desires and what your mind desires. Okay, so now the next question that I have for you is, what is it that you bring into the relationship and what is it that your partner brings into the relationship? What I'm sensing from you is that you bring vitality into the relationship. It's beautiful, you are someone who's extremely nurturing, extremely giving. You will stand by your partner no matter what, okay? Which also means that sometimes you may cave into your partner's desires or whatever it is that they demand of you very easily, which is not wrong. But the other message that I have for you is surrender to setting limits. It's healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Express your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. So you have a very nurturing, giving, holistic energy, which is the energy of the sun. Just look at the card, it's so beautiful. You're very beautiful, pile number 1. And you are that person. I think astrologically also there are few placements that confirm this. And I'm forgetting the name of that yog, Gaj Kesari Yog. You might have Gaj Kesari Yog in your chart, which means that the moment you married your partner, their luck might have opened up a lot more, okay? And regardless, forget the astrology part. You are that person, who wants to bring vitality, nurturance, emotional stability into someone's life. You want to be there, your partner is struggling at work, you want to be there, you figure out ways of how to make them happy, like cooking their favorite meal, or like just constantly being there, being like, how are you feeling, etc, etc. You're also going to be a great mother. I don't know like if you have kids yet or not. I don't even know if you want kids or not, but definitely if you ever decide to proceed with kids, the nurturance is very intrinsic in you. It will come very naturally to you, and because of this relationship, what will also happen is you will also metamorph over a period of time. You would also change over a period of time, where I think the biggest change is actually going to be understanding that how even you need few things from this partnership, and how just like you are so giving in your own way, by understanding your partner truly, because that is something that I'm completely seeing here. You're very alert. You could have a very high functioning nervous system where you're just like, okay, what is it that my partner needs? Then you also have that need that, if I am that alert, why can't they be alert to my understanding? Frankly, if I have to speak now, this pile is completely reminding me of women are from Venus, sorry, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, because it's a complete pile of, a girl or a woman in the relationship being very womanly, very much in touch with their feminine side, and the man in the relationship being very masculine. And also, if you do not identify as cisgenders, just as male or female, but yes, like in this relationship, one person is definitely overtly feminine and the other person is overtly masculine. Okay. One advice that I have for you here is that setting limits is going to be very important for you in this relationship, and especially 8th house, if you have to see, it's also the house of in-laws. So I think you may have a bittersweet relationship with your in-laws. Your in-laws may be very demanding. Your in-laws may be very judgmental, okay? And because of which you get into this need that, no, I want to be understood right by them. I want to be understood right by them. Slightly validation needs also. You want the world to see your sun-like personality. But I think it's okay. We can't be great for everybody, So sometimes we have to figure ways of saying no and practicing those healthy boundaries. Coming on to your partner is an extremely practical man, okay? Your partner also has a lot of inner child issues. Actually, you both have a lot of inner child issues, like I'm seeing that here. But the thing is that your inner child issues manifest in the form of being over nurturing, over giving, people pleasing, being there for everybody, okay, even at the cost of sometimes your own dignity and respect. And your partner's inner child issues come up in the form of being completely detached, not expressing themselves fully, and taking it onto themselves that they need to be the ultimate provider materialistically. They need to secure their family. They need to be seen as the one who's carrying the baton of the family and like taking things forward. So that is what I'm definitely seeing here. Your partner tries very hard to do it, Anna. Like they are a very extremely hardworking person. They are someone who may not always have a great set of friends, or like like even if like you go and hang out in their social group or whatever, once they're back they would be like, oh, this person is like that, this person is like that. Like somebody who's very observant and also slightly calculative, or sees the bad in people first. And this is not a bad trait, they see the bad in first because they have been raised like that. They have been let down by people so much that instead of giving the benefit of doubt or the advantage emotionally to the person too soon, they like to observe them fully. And you are completely opposite. You're like, oh, they were nice to me, so we'll also be nice to them. We will overdo for them also now, and then probably sometimes in the process you also get hurt. So what your partner brings to the relationship, like you give that emotional stability and security. Your partner is someone who gives that complete materialistic security and stability to the relationship. They are constantly thinking about growth. They are constantly thinking that how it is that they can provide for you, family, their parents, child, etc., better. And they are very much in touch with their inner self. You know what that means? Like, what is it that they have to change in themselves? They like doing that immediately, okay? Which is a deterrent to their goals. So suppose if by end of next year maybe they want like we should have so and so car, or we should be bringing in so and so money, if for that they need to incorporate few traits within themselves, they do that immediately because they're very self-aware. But one thing that I'm seeing is they're not very open. I'm also hearing plane. I don't know, is your partner into aviation industry? Does your partner travel a lot? That could also be one of the disconnects in the relationship, like they're just so not physically always there that it makes like a difference, like you're not there, how do I express myself to you? Yeah, interesting. Your partner is literally always thinking of ways how to raise my luck, how to get in touch more with my destiny, how to get in alignment with my destiny so that I do like the best of things. Okay, I think to your partner, a lot of people must have also told them that, yeah, your destiny is very strong. You're somebody who's going to be raking in a lot of riches. You are eventually going to be very successful. All your desires will be complete. And that is one major thing on their mind, which is funny because this is coming in a relationship reading. Okay, so what I want to tell you is sorry, I got a call. So, yes, what I'm reading for your partner is that because they could have been told that they are lucky, or they're really trying to make their luck work, like they must be like that, no, I really want to be doing so and so. I have all these dreams that I want to chase. I have these desires that I want to chase. So you, family, emotions are one part of their life. That's not their entirety. You are slightly on the opposite, okay? You are someone for whom it's first emotions that matter first, okay? And this is not to disregard that, they might not be there taking care of you or things like that, or the love must be lacking. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing slight disconnects in terms of how you both feel understood by each other, okay? That's it. The other question that I had here was, yes. See, one thing that has come for your partner also is surrender your desire to control people, okay? So, I do see that the dynamics in this relationship are that maybe your partner is someone who's slightly more dominating and you're someone who gives into whatever they are saying. Even if you don't want to do it, like they tend to have an upper hand, okay? And this is something that they also need to understand that, over controlling in any relationship can be really sabotaging. So if you really want to achieve your goal, back off, regroup, and give the situation also some breathing room. And this is exactly what I meant by, the disconnects of being understood. Like you may want to do something, but your partner wants to do something else. And ultimately it might be like, no, we are doing what I want to do. So you might feel many a times slightly misheard in this relationship. Something like that, I don't know, I truly don't feel like, you understand what I want, or you actually care for what I want. That is not true. They do care, but they care first for what they want, So for them, it's like they have to first place themselves. And that is because I think they have had a very hard life. You know what I mean by hard life? They may not have directly had a hard life, but some of it's also fed to them since childhood. Maybe the kind of family they were brought up into, there was a lot of disturbances in the family. And hence, seeing their parents, they had to learn that, you have to make your own way into the world. You have to fight for things. Don't ever budge into someone else's emotions, because then they try to misuse it or manipulate you. And because of which, sometimes I think they let their dominant, slightly negative, which to some people may come across as stubborn or evil side, get to them, okay? And I know I'm using very harsh words here. I hope you understand that that's my lack of vocabulary, okay? I don't mean to imply that your partner's a negative or an evil person, but stubborn is something that I'm seeing, or my way or the highway is basically what I'm hearing, okay? So these are the things that you kind of need to understand in this relationship. Now the next question that I have is, just to open all the cards. See, you need to become this person who is not so nurturing always. If you are, you have to first care about yourself also. And this is something you also need to educate your partner on, okay? You can't always be taming the woman child or the man child, is what I'm hearing, okay? You also need to have an equal say and respect in the relationship at all fronts, not like in some domains. That is what I'm sensing first. And yes, you have a lot of nurturance, emotions, etc. to give into you, but then you don't always need to pet the lion. Maybe sometimes you need to just pet your inner lion and set strong boundaries. Hold your ground, okay? For him, what I'm seeing is that he needs to drop this act of being such a alone player. I also feel that, sometimes he might be like, oh, what's happening in his life, he doesn't tell me only. What's happening in his work or what's disturbing me, he or she does not tell me only. So this is also something that might be a challenge. Your partner is so habitual of like being the lone wolf, doing it all alone, feeling that, there's nobody for me, that I think sometimes they fail to receive your love also from you, because they're like, oh, why do you want to know? I'll manage it on my own. So this is something that both of you need to work upon. Okay. Now, what next in this relationship? See, emotional dependency is so something I'm seeing very strongly in this card. Okay. All these three cards are of cups. Okay. What I'm sensing is, I think what next might be there in the relationship is that either one of you would have to figure a way of removing your emotional dependency so much on one partner, and maybe finding other avenues of where you find your emotional dependency from. Because your partner, they can give you emotional dependency, but there are limitations. It's only to a certain extent. It's not very strongly or so much more. Listen, I'm sorry to say this. I usually don't prefer saying this, especially in general readings. I think the onus is very strong. You're just feeding a thought in someone's mind unnecessarily. For some of you, this relationship eventually might just become very detached, okay? And I'm seeing some sort of third person coming into the picture. If it's not going to be a person, I might just see that it might be just like that your emotional dependency, instead of placing it in your partner, you've actually placed it in other things. Other things here being, oh, I have like my own life, I have my own social circle, and now me and my partner just coexist in slightly a detached manner, That is something that I'm also seeing here. Because emotionally, I don't think you would ever feel very understood from your partner. And it must be the same for them, Maybe they wanted somebody slightly more different. They wanted somebody more practical, more like them, and maybe they don't have it. So both of you feel like a little bit emotionally misunderstood or emotionally not understood by each other. And then this card shows here that, while we are focused on our relationship, there could be some other way of fulfilling our emotional needs. And like I said, it need not be another person, okay? I'm not saying that cheat or whatever, but it might be that, okay, discovering, your own hobbies, or how can you build a life also along with this relationship existing as a part of your life. So I'm hearing the word healthy detachment. Like, we coexist very nicely, we come together as partners, but at the same time we have our own things also that we focus on. And for very few, I am getting a third party energy. For very, very few, okay? So unless that is something that has happened in the past or anything like that, I think you can completely ignore this message of the third party energy, okay? But yes, there is a need to build your emotional dependency. Don't place all your eggs in one basket. So that's what I'm hearing. Like, there are other aspects of your life that you need to focus on. That's why maybe saying no so strongly is important. And then eventually realizing that, yes, we both come together as great partners, but at the same time, a lot of our emotional aspects or the point of being understood is taken care of, maybe by some friend also, by certain hobbies that we invest in, or like finding our soul tribe, okay? I do want to pull out some clarity for this. Just give me a minute. Also, now give some time to this relationship more. This relationship will teach you, you will not believe, from the other deck also I literally have the same thing, This relationship will teach you a lot of patience and perseverance. And again, for very few, I'm getting this message that this relationship is something that you might move on from when you become more in touch with or your partner becomes more in touch with their emotional needs, okay? But this was definitely a relationship that was meant to enter your life as a destined relationship. Something to do with a karmic setup. Like, both you and your partner's souls have chosen each other to learn few lessons from this relationship, and you can still continue the relationships after you have understood that lesson. So your relationship might become more better after you both have actually understood the lessons from each other. And that is what I'm seeing, basically how to communicate, right? How to be there for each other. Learning each other's love language might actually be very important. But like I said, a partnership only functions if both the people want to make it work. So you watching this reading, you again trying hard to understand love language is something I would not suggest unless Your partner also understands this. And if any part of this reading resonated, you might want to tell them that, hey, you might want to see this video, because I think if they also select the same pile, maybe they would understand it better coming from a third person than coming from you. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing. This was definitely like a destined relationship to teach you that how much work it takes to actually get the love we seek. That love is also a lot of work. Partnership is a lot of work. Okay. Now the last message that I have for you here is both what next and the kind of guidance like you're supposed to know together. Give it some time. After some time, what I'm sensing is one or the other person in the relationship would start understanding what is not being met fully in this relationship to them, what they are not being given fully. Okay. And I think few hard conversations might happen, because I'm seeing a lot of conversations here. Conversations, a little bit of drama happening in life in regards to that, okay, why is it this the way it is? And then eventually, if you both decide to stick it out together happily, then it might just become a beautiful relationship. But there's work required in this relationship, and everything first has to happen either from a communication point of view with a space of deep understanding. Okay, like not just superficial love that, oh, I love you, right? I mean, that's not enough. Okay, it needs to be beyond that. Oh, it's not just love, it's, do you understand my needs? Do you understand what do I need? Do you understand this? Do you understand that? So I'm sensing that, because clearly in this relationship, the dynamic is a little bit where one partner is definitely more giving, the other not so much. The other is giving in different aspects. So there's a need gap, like maybe this partner needs something, but they are being given love differently. This partner needs something, they are being given love differently. So there is that energy in this pile. I also feel that in few months, the relationship might become stronger, because honestly, these also could be the things that you both are already working upon, okay, trying to figure a way of how to make it work. So it might become stronger. It will also become stronger when both of you will feel more well placed in your careers. Okay, the moment both of you individually feel more well placed in your careers, or whatever dynamics it is in your relationship, because one of you could be a homemaker also, or may not be taking work as strongly, but once you have a life beyond the relationship, it could be work, it could be your friends or whatever, that is when this relationship will also become a lot more stronger. Yeah. For very few of you, I'm kind of also sensing as if, during some time in the relationship, there was also a lot of distance in the relationship. Like I said, because if your partner could be traveling a lot or things like that. So maybe now in some time that stability would come, where you would have, either you would be together physically for a longer period, or these physical distances in terms of traveling or work would not matter as much, because that emotional understanding would have grown. So that's also what I'm getting. And again, because it's tarot, I have to give the full message. For very few, I am getting that. Very, very few, okay? Like literally, and I even don't know like if this video will reach that right person who needs to hear it. Maybe somebody would eventually realize that how this relationship cannot fulfill, how you both basically can't understand each other's love language, and someone might try to withdraw or like detach in a different manner. I don't want to say a lot, but yeah, for very, very few. Okay, so yes, that's it. Pile number 1. This was your reading. I know this was a very long reading, and if any part of it resonated, please do let me know. I would suggest if you can show this reading to your partner, it might help them hearing some things from a third person. Thank you. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this ring, then this is your reading. So this is your reading now, and we are going to be looking into how your relationship is, if you're in a committed partnership, if you're in a marriage, if you've been with someone for a slightly longer period, like a year or so. And we are going to delve into understanding that what is it that you bring to the table, what is it that your partner brings to the table, what are your collective life lessons together. I must say it's a very nice file, This is a pile of, what partnership means in the truest sense, that you both are supposed to come together and grow together. Like, I'm constantly hearing grow together, grow together. So that's a very important message in this pile. So right now, if you read the first card, which is what is going to be the theme of your relationship, what I'm getting here is uh, I'm getting your fourth house along with Jupiter. So while fourth house does not have any direct implications when it comes to your marriage astrologically, but what I do feel is that this relationship is going to be a lot about learning, because Jupiter, Guru is what we call Jupiter in Hindi, is the planet of learning, wisdom, and through that learnings and wisdom, like, you will confidently, courageously build a life together. It's also a lot about self-belief, this planet. um, like we say that, a mentor or a guru is also somewhat self-reliant, and that's why they can teach other people, they can pass on that wisdom. And to become that self-reliant, they never stop their learning, they never stop learning new things or bringing more into their knowledge basket. So that is what I'm seeing here. And with the fourth house, what I'm seeing is that, together, because see, Jupiter is also not a very easy planet, like, um, the path to wisdom, or the path to becoming the wiser, the mature one, doesn't come easy. Learning is not very easy, knowledge is not very easy. You should also be able to grasp the knowledge, you should be able to understand the finer details of what is being taught to you, and then only you would become a good teacher, right? So knowledge is not very easy. Knowledge is interesting, but the path to knowledge is also not very easy. And now with the fourth house coming here, what I feel is that it just represents the home that you and your partner will make together, uh, the support that you will provide to each other. How will you make sure that, you both feel secure with each other, you both start your family together? So that is what I'm seeing here. And like I said, the path to knowledge is not easy, which means that your relationship will not have a linear graph. Actually, it will have a linear graph, okay? What I mean by that is that you could be here right now, and your destination together could be to go here. So right now you could be here in your journey, or here in your journey, but it's only like by actively growing together with each other, you would reach like where you want to reach together as partners, together as that one person, like, like one soul, one person, two souls, one person, sorry, two people, one soul. So that is what I'm getting here. Another energy that I'm picking on here now is that I think there is a little bit of lack of clarity in this relationship. What I mean by lack of clarity is maybe both of you could be struggling a little bit financially in terms of finding your footing in your career, in your financial aspects of life. And maybe there is slight imbalance also in regards to the backgrounds of the families, okay? You could be from a different background, your partner could be from a different background, and this background might be culturally, might be financially, might be religiously. So what I'm also sensing is that while you both might have a very strong, clear idea that yes, you have to be with each other, you have to support each other, somehow it is like the external forces, the societal thinking, the fact that yes, love is not enough, we need money to survive, would also be putting sometimes, doubts in each of you and your partner's head, is what I'm definitely getting in this relationship. Okay, now I'm going to be reading your energy. What is it that you bring to the relationship? Anything you need to change? Anything you need to understand? So we have 3 cards here. Let me hold them properly and show you. Okay, so what I'm sensing as your energy in this relationship is, it's a very beautiful energy. It's 4 of Wands, and I think you and your partner could be extremely fond of animals. Okay, and generally children, generally like you will be great hosts also, you and your partner. You more so, I'm getting like you're a fabulous host. Okay, so what you bring to this relationship is that complete stability that your partner seeks from you. You are their home, okay, and you know how to be that safe space for them, how to be that home for them. That is something that I'm strongly getting here. And you yourself demand the same quality in your partner. You want to call them your home, and I think you do see that, in regards to your partner. You feel that yes, they are your go-to person. Together you can combat the world, you can combat any challenges in life, and it's a beautiful energy. However, one thing that is constantly being troublesome or bothersome to you in this relationship is your own confusion. And like I said, that there is something to do with clarity in this relationship. Maybe, like, there is difference in terms of income parity or background of families or whatever, because of which there is definitely some sort of confusion that I see in regards to the relationship. Like, it's like, you just want to understand that, okay, how and when it will play out, in what manner. But again, life is not like that, it doesn't work like that. And it's so funny, like, how can you have everything planned out, and instead of like going through the ups and downs, you can just expect that, oh, I just want to know how it will be. It will not be like that. Another thing that I kind of get is that you are very unsure of what the future holds, and not like in regards to the feelings of your partner, but more so that you don't know what is it that you're signing up for, as you progress ahead. Will you have to let go certain of your materialism comforts, because that is something I'm seeing in the future cards here. Will you have to maybe compromise a lot on few emotional aspects? Would you have to compromise on your values? Would you be able to do this? I think you might be somebody who's an extreme overthinker, so you keep getting like a lot of questions in your mind and doubts in your mind in regards to this relationship very often. Like, suddenly everything will be going fine, and you would become one of those people who would be like, no, but I also need to know this. Or suddenly something new has come up into my mind, okay? So honestly, the advice for you here is surrender to play. Like, you don't have to be so harsh on yourself and even your partner. Take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun, play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation, okay? So that is one thing that I'm getting for you. In regards to coming to your partner, see, I honestly feel that your partner is a wonderful person, okay? But I think right now in their life, they could be going through a slightly struggling period or a challenging period. And this is where I feel that, their only ask from you is a little bit more understanding, a little bit more patience, a little bit being there for them in the manner they want you to be there for them, okay? What I'm getting is that, uh, and I think you have a habit of immediately just bringing it onto them. So each time you get into this confused zone, or you don't know, okay, what's happening, you just conveniently offload it on them or bring it to them. I think you're very expressive, okay? Like, more like, oh, because it was in my heart, so I thought I'll let you know. I'm hearing reactive and tantrumy also in my mind. I'm not saying that you're a person like that or that's your complete trait, but then you could be somebody who reacts a little bit more quickly, and I think this sometimes tend to burden your partner with your expectations also. So while they might have their own expectations that they seek from the universe, from the world, and they want that, okay, eventually they should be on this path of upward graph, like I said, and somehow when your expectations also come into the picture, they just demand you to be a little bit more patient with them. I'm also hearing the word graceful. So maybe what I mean to say by that is that it's not that you should be reactive. Maybe you should learn how to respond to the changes, or how to have conversations or discussions which feel more conversational in nature and not accusing, blaming, or reactive. So that is what I'm getting. Okay. And for your partner, honestly, you are someone who's like literally a wish fulfillment, okay? They wanted somebody like you in their life. They feel like they can have a lot of fun with you. You are like first their friend, then their best friend, and then their partner. So I'm definitely getting a very beautiful energy here. However, definitely I would say that your partner seeks a little bit more patience and more calmness from you. Okay, they want you to give them some time. Now I really don't know what this time is regarding, but yeah, they want you to give a little bit more time because they could be struggling through their own challenges right now. Another message that I'm getting is how your partner is in the relationship towards you. He is also like you, an absolute nurturer, and the beauty of this file is that you both have taken on to the feminine and the masculine roles very beautifully in this relationship in a very balanced manner. Like one person is contributing with the very feminine aspect of nurturance, the other person is contributing, with the masculine aspect of nurturance. Like I'm literally hearing Jo Hukum Mere Aaka, like your wish is my command. That is what I'm hearing again and again when I read your partner's energies. Now they are so readily happy to provide whatever it is that you seek and literally give wings to you to fly. And with the polar bear here and also that eagle, what I'm also sensing is that they kind of love all parts of you. They love the sloth bear aspect of you, the lazy aspect of you. They also love this aggressive, somewhat dominant, somewhat like knows what you want sort of an aspect of you. So your partner accepts you completely the way you are. Even they have a very nurturing energy in their own manner. Like your nurturing energy is more external, like providing that safe space for your partner to come to you, and like you can nurture them, you can motivate them, etc. Their energy of how they nurture you is more internal. Like they give wings to the true you. They allow you to be your true self. They never really question it, doubt it, because of which you slowly over the years or the months you would like know your true self. Very beautiful energy. Okay, now the other thing that I'm kind of getting in this pile is, this is slightly funny because you are in this energy. Okay, like you're like overthinking, how will this happen, how will that happen, okay, and like just look at this black man, like just like, oh, what's happening, overwhelmed. And they are like in this energy, like, oh, don't worry, it'll happen. So it's kind of funny. You know why? Because how it feels is that I think this frustrates, like, this maybe frustrates them about you. Like, always. So, how, like, I'm literally here, like, seeing, like, a image in my mind that, everything is going fine. And suddenly you will wake up one day and you're like, but I realize this is something that is wrong with us. Or, this is something that I don't want. And they would be like that, we were just like having a great time. It was all going fun. How come you thought of this suddenly? So I think this is something that you need to work upon. Okay. And for your partner, what I also see is that maybe sometimes whatever they are thinking about at a very serious level, maybe they keep it more to themselves. Okay, they are slightly reserved in that way that they don't want to be bringing out on you everything, because with the card here being 20, which adds up to a 2, I'm definitely seeing that in their mind they also question a lot of things. They question a lot of things like, oh, if it's going right, how it is, and how they need to be there for you, how they need to be the provider, this and that. However, they maybe don't show you as much. Okay, so they on the outside stay in this very playful energy, like visiting to places with you, having fun with you, you guys like having a lot of night outs and stuff like that. But then suddenly you come into the picture, like after like 10 days of like great sorted fun, suddenly you will wake up one day and you're like, but I was also thinking this, and then this becomes a problem. For you, what happens is you just feel that if you have, or if you're already thinking about everything at such a deep level, why don't you share it at the right time? Why are you just always focused on the fun part, or on just the lighter side of life? Okay, so you both kind of like need to learn to balance this out. And one advice for your partner is surrender frustration. See, with the judgment card here now, what I'm also getting is that maybe in their life, like I said, they could be in a struggling phase right now. Maybe it's not working out the way they would have want. Like we all have goals for us, right? Like by the age of so and so we want this, by this time we want to be married, by this time we want this. So maybe things are not working in that manner. So please let them know that frustration is not going to open any doors. The key is to resolving a dilemma, or to dissolve a particular block, that you take a breath, you center yourself, and then you regroup. And that's when you might find a different approach to the situation in a more calmer manner. So they need to definitely be more calm. I think they are also keeping a lot of frustrations inside them, because this card here definitely shows that this is a person who keeps things more inside them than they what actually let the other person on to. So you might actually feel that, oh, they just want to have fun, or like they're a little immature. They're actually not. They're very deep. It's just that this is not a side of themselves that they want to completely show immediately to somebody. They like to solve their own problems in their own time. Okay, now what next in this relationship? See, honestly, I feel there's a lot of money energy. It's just about financially growing together and finding your space in this world as the it couple. Okay, that is what I'm getting very strongly. I think both of you in your own way are just waiting for that right opportunity or that right breakthrough in your career so that you can just move ahead and do things. Some of you, this breakthrough might involve like traveling abroad. No, we want to go and settle abroad. Some of you, it might be like, okay, somebody is maybe not in a great job, either one of the partner, both of you are not at great jobs or great work. So your next thing is simply going to be finding that breakthrough individually in each of your careers, or even if one person is the materialistic the financial provider in the relationship, then finding a breakthrough in that so that from there on you move and initiate your journey to the next level, because that initiation of journey is definitely there to the next level. This is going to go to the next level. I think the only thing that's kind of halting your relationship is the financial aspects right now. And another thing, maybe just understanding how to be more there for each other in the right manner. Okay, because you're being told surrender to play, don't overthink so much. Their energy is coming that like they have surrendered to play, but at the same time they still feel frustrated. They keep a lot of things to themselves. So I think maybe just understanding each other in a manner, like I said, that it's like two people, one soul, that you maybe don't even need words to communicate. I think that is important. Reading the person at a deeper level. It's not about what they say, it's about what is actually happening, being able to read that. I think you also need to understand that about them. Okay, and they about you for sure. So right now, what next? I see that you're just going to be waiting for a breakthrough in regards to your career. There might be something that's coming up. Tarot's not giving full answer in this, and also this is like a general relationship reading, not like an individual career reading. So once that happens, you both are going to be progressing ahead, building your life forward. And this is something you might, both of you, might actually do together with each other also, because 4, 2, Ace, 4, all these numbers that are here now, and there is definitely a lot of 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 2 and 4 together. It's like both of you individually are going to come together for each other and help each other with the breakthroughs in career. Okay, because financial security is very important to both of you, and that also is something that could be halting you from reaching like your ace level as a couple. Okay, so that's gonna happen, and then I do see that breakthrough will come, and you guys are going to be on this incredible journey with each other. Okay, now the final advice or guidance for this relationship that I have here is, see, for this particular pile, I would say that it's kind of like a waiting game of a lot of aspects, because both of you are going to completely transform individually and then with each other. The cards that we have here is the Death and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is a highly important relationship in your life, in both of yours life. Okay, both of you are going to become this person that may have had their downfalls individually or in the relationship, and then yet again together you will rise in this relationship. So that is something that I'm definitely seeing here. Plus with the Wheel of Fortune, the other message that I have is that this is a relationship this was destined to happen. You both were meant to be together with each other. Okay, so maybe people who have chosen this pile, they are not like completely, I think life is happening to them before they can plan anything for life. Okay, that's what I would like to say. Life is happening to you. You are not planning your life. So because life is happening to you, you both collectively will go through a lot of transformations, become more wiser, understand things together, change individually, bring that individualism into the relationship to push the other person to grow together as a couple. And definitely a beautiful relationship with the Wheel of Fortune. Your life is going to be about that ebb and flow. So there would be a peak moment in the relationship, then together you will see sometimes maybe the downfalls, then again growth. So that is how your relationship is going to be, because Guru to tabhi bante hain na. We become Jupiter, we become wiser, we become a teacher if only we have gone through this. So that is what I'm seeing in the relationship. Honestly, a very beautiful pile. I would not say there's anything to worry about. I think if both of you are just having fun right now and you like to see the lighter side of life also, regardless of what is happening, that is just the right formula to keep it going. So yes, that was it. Pile number 2. Thanks so much for choosing me to see your reading. If any part of it resonated, please do comment and let me know below. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this ring, then this is your reading. So, as a part of understanding that what is it that's going right in your relationship, what are some things that you need to look at more deeply, I have made a spread in which I'm going to be answering different questions to give you a very holistic view of your relationship. So, coming on to the first thing, which is the theme of your relationship. Honestly, this is a very nice, beautiful pile, okay? The theme that I'm getting for the relationship is basically how you both come together to build a home, build a family, build your own space in the world. I am also guessing that for few people, this was maybe an arranged marriage, wherein now when people look at you, they can't believe that it's an arranged marriage. They feel that, it's impossible, that the love that you both carry for each other, it looks like as if it's a proper love marriage. And for very few, this could have been a slightly rushed love marriage, where maybe you were also a little bit scared, okay, what's happening? And then suddenly things just fell into place. If you're not married, then this could have been a slightly rushed relationship, wherein the moment you met the person, very soon, more than how you would allow, you kind of like fell for each other, and that's how the relationship started. Okay, like it was sooner than expected. Maybe it was also at a time when you were not really completely open to or looking for a relationship, but then you both found each other. Okay, now the cards that I have here in regards to the theme of the relationship is Taurus. The ruling planet of Taurus is Venus. The energy around you shows abundance of nature, rich, earthy, productive, relaxed, and slow. And the house that I have here is the 5th house. So 5th house, shows your children. 5th house shows how you are going to be expressing yourself in the world. 5th house is also, especially if Saturn is sitting in your 5th house, it becomes a very important planet, because it's also going to be aspecting your 7th house, which is the house of marriage, the house of your partner. So 5th house is a very, very important planet in regards to how you show up yourself in the world. Okay, so herein again, it's a very beautiful card that I have here, which basically also talks about you coming together and you meeting your partner is only the start of something bigger in your life, something greater in your life, wherein together you're going to be moving ahead and building your own space in this world. It's like two forces coming together to build your own space. Okay, it's a very, very beautiful energy. If I talk about the sign of Taurus and Venus being the ruling planet, Venus is literally the planet of love, So it just feels that it is two people who completely care for each other in a very unapologetic, in a very unconditional, unselfish manner. And all they want is just want to be with each other and call each other their home, their family. So it's a very, very beautiful energy that I have here. Couple of things that I also have here is that together is when you would be building your life with each other. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are in regards to your career or material security, but it is together that you guys are going to be growing and building your own home, your family, your assets. So I also see asset creation happening in your life when you must have come together. So it may not be if you're very new into the relationship, or if you're not like, yet married or things like that. So may not be happening for you now, but I see this happening for you with your partner. You both are going to be creating your assets together, building a life together. Okay. Now coming on to reading energies of both you and your partner, looking at your energy, you will be so surprised. The energies that I have here are so perfectly in sync and in balance for both you and your partner. It's the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. And Queen representing for your partner also shows, like Queen representing for both the cards, also shows that whoever your partner is, they are very much in touch with the feminine side. They could have been raised by very strong, loving women around them. Okay, so they have grown up to really respect women. That's a message that I'm getting very strongly, especially if your partner is a male. So coming out to your energy, it says the Queen of Cups. You are literally that person who knows how to love and cherish their partner in a relationship. Okay, you completely know how to be there for them, how to nurture them, when needed how to mother them, when needed how to become their friend, and when needed how to actually become the partner, an equal in the relationship. Okay, so it's a beautiful, beautiful energy that I have here. You are also someone who's probably very creative. Okay, and I think with this relationship, what is going to happen is, uh, this relationship must have allowed you to come into your true self. You would have discovered a lot of little parts of yourself or how you are because of your partner in this relationship, because you were given that healthy space to allow yourself, to express yourself consistently, however you wanted to express yourself. There may have been some bad days, some good days, but you were always cherished. Okay, so slowly, from being maybe somebody who held her love cup back, not knowing that if I'm doing the right thing by expressing so much, by being vulnerable, is this the right thing or not, you must have slowly been given that space where you can be yourself. And as you opened up, I think now very soon, maybe even if not yet, you're going to turn into a very playful, you're going to come into a very playful energy when it comes into this relationship. Like, you will just feel that everything is so beautiful, so balanced, so sorted in the partnership, that slowly you would start recognizing more playful, more cutesy, light-hearted parts of yourself. Okay, another thing that I'm seeing is that I think this relationship in your life must have been a major confidence booster, and it will continue to do so. And not just confidence booster, but also a lot of feminine wound healing if you're a woman who's listening to this. So that must have happened. If you're a guy who's listening to this, then definitely your partner is going to be someone who's going to nurture you to that extent that a lot of childhood part of yourselves that did not feel very loved would feel loved now because of your partner. You would love yourself more because of your partner. Okay, the other card that I have here is just a little thing that you might have to work upon a little bit when it comes to this relationship, and I just want to pull out a clarifier for this. I'm hearing something about the weight of responsibilities is less on you, or at least it's not completely there, as if you're not doing your fair share of what the expectation of the partner could be. 1 minute. Okay, for some people, I want to check with you, do you like not have a solid career, or like, like some people, they can have the best of everything, but sometimes they also want their own identity, and they feel that, we're going to get that only like if we have our own career, if I am also doing something or working on something. So for few of you, that might be the case. For others of you, what I'm seeing is, so for other few of you, it has something to do with responsibility. You need to pull in equal weight in this relationship is what I'm hearing. And I don't know what is meant by responsibility. I'm not denying, because we've already seen such a beautiful nurturing energy, so I'm not denying that you're not an equal contributor into the relationship. But I think more than just emotionally, It needs to come in physical actions as well. Like I don't know, taking care of maybe the house. Even if you're a guy, like today everybody's splitting and doing their bit in terms of responsibilities. If you're a woman, maybe it's time to just check in with yourself if you are able to take care of. Hello. हेलो.
हेलो.
हाय.
हम here?
हाँ बाबा.
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ आ रही है बाबा. मैं ना एक मीटिंग में हूँ, मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में करती हूँ.
ठीक है.
हाँ. Yeah, so it's something to do about pulling in more weight in the relationship, like as responsibility. Because I'm getting a very strong energy for your partner. Like your partner is really there, okay, in terms of pulling their own weight and being like a very strong, supportive figure to you. Like the card that is here is just amazing. It's the best card in terms of, like a pillar of support. And this is your partner's energy. However, for you, I think you also struggle with being there for not knowing how to be there for your partner in an equally supportive manner. Okay, and on some places I do see that maybe your partner also expects a little bit like that you pull in your weight more equally. I don't know if they have expressed it to you or not, because I think if they do, you are somebody who gets very emotional, or you feel, oh, I try to do my best, I don't know what you are saying. Or this could also be somewhat of a subconscious fear that, your partner is a bit more out there in supporting you. You maybe not so much. Or you just feel that, I could be like troubling them a lot, like with my own issues, with my own fears, subconscious fears. And that just creates a negativity wherein you feel that, they are amazing. I wish I was as amazing as them. I feel that, I am the one who needs more support in this relationship. I am the one who needs to be told, guided more. I am the one who needs my partner more than they need me. So I'm hearing something on those lines. Basically, more insecurities, like your own insecurities in regards to how you're contributing to the relationship. And for very few, like I said, it could be that your partner also wants you to pull in more weight, okay? Because it does feel like as if your partner is genuinely the one who is doing a little bit more in this relationship, and you maybe need to equate it with your efforts, okay? Because sometimes just emotional is not enough. It needs to show in actions. It needs to show in that understanding. It needs to show in that strength that you bring to the table as a partner, okay? The advice that is here for you is that surrender to trust. I think generally, if I look at the overall pile, it feels like this partnership or this relationship will go through a little bit of upwards and downward graphs, more so in regards to how they are trying to find their space in the world. Like, you're people who want to come together, build assets together, grow in a stable manner. And, especially with the Six of Swords here as a final guidance, I feel that, your life is going to be changing a lot with your partner. Like, both of you, once you come together, your life will keep on changing. There might be like movement from one location to another, changes in jobs, changes in the plans and dynamics. Like, you may not want something to happen. Like, you both had decided that, oh, we will never do this, and then exactly that happens. So I'm sensing a lot of that changes, like changes which are unforeseen, changes that you are not really prepared for as a couple, changes that you are not planned. And I think this also raises up insecurity in you, because you sometimes just feel that I really don't know how to handle it. And maybe you, without realizing, become more dependent on them and them to like guide you and like take the final decisions. So you need to also trust your destiny and your partner, okay? You need to trust yourself, your decisions. How I would rather translate is, you need to trust your relationship. You need to trust your relationship dynamic. You need to trust that, okay, whatever has been done or is being done for the best. And if you and your partner are coming together to choose a particular outcome or a decision, then it is for the right, okay? So you need to trust the relationship more. You need to trust your energy and of your partner a little bit more, okay? Like, if you both are together, and even if you both are going through ups and downs, as long as you're together, it's good. You can manage anything that comes at you just because you're together, okay? And hence a trust a little bit more in the divine, in the higher power, that it's not about, oh, why am I constantly being put to test, or why are things not working out. It's more about that, okay, we have come together so that we can grow together. And of course, growth is not easy, it's always uncomfortable, okay? Now reading your partner's energy. I'm very impressed by your partner now. This person is really out there in terms of contributing towards a partnership, maybe somewhat in a traditional manner also. By traditional manner, I mean, like, if your partner is a female, she might be very adept at taking care of the house. If your partner is a male, they might be the one who, I want to be the provider, you don't have to worry about anything, I'll take care of everything. Your partner is a solid person, okay? The first energy that I'm reading here is the Queen of Pentacles, and like I said, solid person. So Queen of Pentacles is actually another very beautiful card. I actually prefer the Queen of Pentacles card, more than the Queen of Cups card, because if you were to look at Queen of Pentacles knows how to maintain a balance both materialistically, spiritually, and emotionally. So this person is just there with you on all fronts of life, giving you what you need. You need emotional nurturance, that's there. You need mental stimulation, you need the feel to be understood, that's there. You need financial security, you need materialistic help, this person is there. This person really knows how to take care of you, how to be there for you, and how to consistently show up for you, okay? And this is somebody who's always focused on growth, and because they are personally so focused on growth, being in a relationship with them ensures that you are also growing as a person, okay? Because they would always support your growth. And maybe this is also where you end up feeling a little bit more emotionally dependent on them, because ultimately, for any action to be taken or for little things to happen in your life, maybe they decide or they push you. So maybe sometimes you also feel that I don't know what would have done without them, like maybe it's also somewhat of a slightly ego if you have deep within you, very subconsciously seated with your own self, that I am just too dependent on them to guide me. I wish like I could make my own decisions, okay? But let me tell you, your partner really doesn't care, because they love being there for you. They love being in this energy for you, where they just want to ensure that you're taken care of best, and they are the ones who's truly taking care of you, okay? Your partner is coming across as a very strong person, somebody who wants to be there, who wants to consistently be there for you, guide you, be a pillar of strength, wants to hold you the moment you fall down. Advice for your partner would be to chill a little bit, okay? It's like they have taken their role in this partnership so seriously that I think sometimes when they truly desire something from you, I don't think they put it forward as much as they want to, okay? Which, when I clarified this card, I was anyway also getting, maybe they would want you to put in equal weight in the relationship when it comes to splitting up of responsibilities. Maybe they want you to do something for them, without them always saying it. So I'm catching some very little minute things, but something that is important to them, okay? Because they are really doing everything that they can, okay? Which is also probably restricting them from a very traditionalist perspective. They don't even know like if they should bug you or not, because they have way more nurturing and giving energy than you. Sorry. Now, I'm not saying that you're not giving, but I'm just saying that they are definitely beyond your capacity of giving, okay? So I would say that maybe you should let your partner also chill a little bit. Maybe you should read like the little signs, or like read them in a more finer manner, so that they don't really have to spit it out things for you. Like, you can understand a little bit better about them, because they are solid, and you seem to be somebody who's still like grappling at every stage of life with, oh, now there's something new. They're very quick at being there and like consistently adapting, okay? Another message that I have for your partner here is probably your partner is someone who who just ends up comparing themselves with other people a little bit more. um, that may happen maybe just right now in this phase of life, that I think they are underconfident. I think a part of them is just underconfident. So it's not about comparisons with other people or whatever as such. It's more about that they are definitely underconfident. And which is interesting. Maybe that is why they are also so much more of a provider than maybe right from the start of the relationship. Because I don't know if you know anything about inner child healing and all of those concepts, but it's usually people who are not as confident. And see, confidence, A, is what we show to the world, and one is subconsciously what we truly feel we are, okay? So sometimes what tends to happen because of that is the moment they find somebody right, they genuinely pour a lot of love with their heart into that, okay? Because they genuinely want to be accepted, they want to be loved too. So I think your partner needs to work up a little bit on their confidence. Maybe this is where you come into the picture, and maybe you actually more vocally tell them that yes, you are the best thing that has happened to me ever. I think they need to hear that. And also, I think this is more of a work related message for your partner in the coming few months. I think your partner just needs to be told that it's okay. Wherever they are doing fine. They don't really need to worry about anything too much. They don't need to worry about how things are going to work out next or whatever. Whatever they are doing, it's absolutely fine. That you trust them and they should trust their path. So, yeah, that's another message I'm giving. What I'm also getting is maybe they have this need to be the best partner. So they're also self-critical in that way. They like to wonder and think that if they are doing enough for you, if they are doing enough for you. I think they need a lot of assurance and validation. Maybe this is something that you again need to do as a partner. This is where maybe you need to pull up your weight and let them know that yes, if not for them, it wouldn't have happened. Whatever it is, the little moments maybe. Okay. So now what next for you in your relationship? Honestly, just a period of growth. Slow growth, gradual growth, but steady growth. Okay. And that is all it is going to be. Maybe people who are watching this reading, they are at that stage in their life where they are going to be now questioning that how do we grow more? How do we build more assets? How from this income level, maybe we move to that income level. From this lifestyle, we move to that lifestyle. So I think that would be there. I think one other partner in the relationship also wants to now, any one partner in the relationship, could be slightly going through a stuck up period career wise. So I think the other partner is also going to now try figure ways of, how both of them are always in tandem and at equal when it comes to career and being the provider to each other. Sorry, I just had been let me just some water. So what's coming next is basically a good period, a period of fun, a period of happiness, a period of celebrations, okay? I think maybe somebody is also going to do well in their career in the coming few months, or the other partner who is still now feeling that, I'm a little too dependent on my partner or whatever, they might start something that will be good. And I'm reading it more from a career perspective. If you remove the career, then emotionally or whatever, I honestly don't have a lot to say because it's great, it's fantastic, it's slow, it's gradual, but it's growing. The emotions are growing, the care towards each other is growing, the security is growing. Whatever it is that you want to build in regards to, you want to build assets, you want to build a home, you want to deepen your love, all that is growing. So honestly, there's nothing to complain as such in this fight. Now coming to the last thing, which is the guidance. The guidance is a little bit confusing. I don't know if I spoke of it already, but change is something that one partner or either the other partner is very scared of in the relationship. Okay, 1 minute. Oh my god, literally the same card. My god, you will not believe it's from a different deck and yet the same card. My deck is challenging. My god, okay, you will not believe. This is from the other deck, 2 cards same. Okay. Then this card is literally the same, and I have shuffled in front of you. And then this card is the same. Wow. Okay. 1 minute then. Let me just put this straight and be like, yes, give me the message. I think something is happening career-wise in either of the partner's life in this relationship, and that has maybe put things at a certain standstill right now. Okay, that's first message that I'm getting. Second message that I'm getting is I don't think one person in the relationship is just there yet in terms of their career. Okay, and this also maybe sometimes makes them fearful in regards to that. How do we are there? How do I be there for my partner in the best capacity possible, because to be there, maybe I need to be making my own money, maybe I need to be earning, maybe I need to contribute to the household expenses, maybe I need to also give them the gifts, like they load you with a lot of gifts. I also want to give them equally gifts, and I also want to make them feel love, and for that I need financial resources. So I think that could be a concern. Second that I'm getting is basically there's just a fear of change, and it's two changes. First is that together, if there's a lot of change in your life, like change of location, change of career, yada yada, so it just comes like that you're a little scared of change, frankly. Okay. Second that I'm getting is I don't know if it's a subconscious fear, and of course it's a general reading, so a lot of possibilities are possible. I think the one who are watching this reading for this file, there is a fear in your mind that what if the partner doesn't like you the way you are, and which I can understand, like suppose if you're a woman in today's age and time, women are really doing it all, okay, and suppose if you don't really feel as out there in regards to your career as your partner, maybe it's a subconscious fear that did they deserve somebody more better, etc., etc. And of course a lot of dynamics and ifs and buts will come into play. I'm just giving a very general example. If you're a guy, then of course since the starting there has been this pressure on guys to be like bringing in certain security in the relationship financially by being out there in the world. So I think a little bit of fear is also about the fact that your partner's love, cherish for you should continue forever as it is. Okay, it should not ever move away for whatsoever reason. Okay. And frankly, in terms of just moving ahead, the biggest message that I'm getting is that both of you are going to be doing something new or something different in your career. You are wondering about your career. Your partner could be wondering about their career. And because of which, it might be that you might spend even more lesser time with each other, like that's one of the biggest changes I'm seeing. Nothing otherwise, frankly. All changes that I'm seeing are basically here, which is just overthinking. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this doesn't happen? See, your fear, I would just say, is literally fear of change. And it could be the minutest of change. It could be simply, a partner leaving their job and suddenly deciding, suddenly deciding that, I want to be in this particular industry, I want to be doing this. And that also puts you like, oh my god, now how things will work out. Similarly, change of your own self. I think people who have chosen this pile, they want to be more there for their partner and they want to show up more in this relationship. They're kind of struggling to do that. How? I would tell you not to worry about it so much, Sometimes you figure things along the way and your partner seems to be so nice and sweet. Like you don't really have to worry about these things as long as your partner is not complaining. And I already see that even if they feel certain things, they are so nurturing in their energy. They cherish you so much that they don't want to bring it up, So, all in all, I just see everything is great, frankly. Maybe if you could just stop overthinking and just focus on what you have and be grateful towards it, I think this is just a wonderful partnership. So, yeah, that's it. Pile number 3. If any part of this resonated, please do let me know. I would love your comments. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.